Hi guys, my name is Dirk Enders, and in this first lesson I want to show you the different parts of Finale 3D and how to work with it after a start. Have fun!
So we try to start Finale and I explain you the main parts of the software that you see when you start Finale. Okay. First there's a login dialog where you must enter the account details that you enter on the homepage of Finale. Yeah. And you see this sync with network. If you uncheck it, you are able to use Finale without an internet connection. So if you are sitting in the train and want to work, uncheck it, or if your internet connection is bad, uncheck it and you can start Finale. It will work for 30 days. In this time you had to make a login again with the network so that we can get the credentials if you are valid to use it, and then you can use it for another 30 days. Yeah. Okay, I will log in now, and what you see is that the first thing the software do is show you an information screen where you can see your license, how long the license is valid, and how long you are allowed to work offline, what I explained to you today. And you see the build number. Sometimes we ask you for that to see in which version you are working if there is a problem, and sometimes if there is a problem with the graphics, we will ask you for the GPU to see if it's specific or if there's a special problem about it. Okay. The next thing that the software is going to do is sync network. If you have own effects, they are stored on our servers and they will be downloaded and compared. Also, if you have built in some supplier catalogs, they will be downloaded. There may be changes that we made, so you have the newest version available. After Finale starts, you see 3 screens. First is a designer window, the effects window here, and the script window. You can move the screens around and move them to other monitors. If you are working with more than one monitor, you can size them or close them, whatever you want. Let's start with the main design window. You see here the main menu. Almost all actions are taken from here. So what you can do with the file, you can open new shows, create new shows, save your shows and load your shows, of course, print and export file systems and create images or video. But you also have some user settings, and one of the user settings is a language. You can switch to the language that you want to use. For me it's German, of course, but I recommend not to do it because some Pyro terms are very hard to translate and they are not so easy to translate. And if you want to have support and you're giving us a term in your language, it's very hard for us to help you. So in the community it's easier for us or for everyone if you have the speech in English, and it's not so heavy. It's very easy to use it. So in the main menu there's some edits like the redo function, undo, cut, copy that you know from other programs, some settings for shows, and a lot of function for scripting a show, like making fan sequences, letters and so on. To manage effects there's an item here. To insert effect, create effects, edit simulations, and some other stuff. To work with the positions, you can add positions from here, rename it, and make them into patterns. To address a show, you have several possibilities here, like address a show, working with special functions to address it. When you work with regs, you can create it here, and you can edit here and then add regs for shows. You can make the scenery in the design window, add water, images and models that are all accessible from this menu. To add music and work with music, there's a menu here. And if you want to create videos for your customer, you can add keyframes and from different positions or angles, and you can manage them from here. And you see there are a lot more windows. We have some predefined that are available from here with the shortcuts, and there are a lot of other windows like positions window you can check and will bring up here. And of course some help functions with help items, and maybe if you have a problem and we ask you, you can bring up the dialog from the start again here and see and tell us your version and the GPU you are using. Okay, the next thing you see in the design window is the effect palette. It's very useful when you have only one screen on a laptop. You can select filter effects here, and if you have the positions on your shooting field and there is a position activated and you press one of the effects, it will be inserted, and you see it here. Yeah. It's inserted on the timeline, and you see this is the timeline and this is the playhead, and if you move the playhead you see the effect. Yeah. There are the play buttons. Yeah, and you see the effect, and you can go back and so on. With these buttons you can move the scene around. Yeah, rotate it a little bit. You also can use a mouse, the wheel on the mouse, to zoom in and zoom out. And if you have a special view of your positions, you can save it if you press the plus sign here, and you can change again to the front, top, side, and your saved view of the screen. Okay. The next window that we see is a My Effects window. The important part of this is the effect, the catalog selector. We have the generic effects here. It's our database where you can search a lot of effects. There are 6,000 effects already there. To make it easier to search, you can enter a filter value here, like comet, and you see only effects with the term comet in it. Or we have fixed selectors here, yeah, where we can choose, oh, I want to see all 4-inch effects, and then you can scroll down, then you can pick up a color, yeah, blue, and these two are now combined. And if I again select the position and click here on the effect picture, yeah, the effect will be inserted again. Okay. There are more. Yeah, there you have the per show effects. There you see the effects that are used in the show, and you have the My Effects, where you define your own effects or copy from other supplier catalogs. Supplier catalogs you see here. In a later chapter I will show you how to implement them. And you see the gear menu, where a lot of other functions can be shown or used. Yeah, you can hide or unhide other columns. Yeah, and you can print the table or save your layout of this table. Yeah. So in the table you can click on the column header to sort it a little bit. You can move the columns if you press a left mouse button. Yeah, you can make a right click and then hide columns. You can make a right click and add different sort criteria. Yeah, and what's really nice, these selectors I showed you are not fixed, so you can make a right click on the type and say add column as selector, and now you can also select special types from here. Okay, you can make it smaller again. And there's the script window where you see the time, the event time, and the prefire times, and attributes that are relevant for scripting. You have the same possibility like filter or the selectors here, and also you have the gear menu with additional functionality for printing, export, and doing other things for reports I will show you in a later section. So that was the first introduction about the 3 windows. Feel free to play with it. Try to add new positions on the field, move them around, and play with the program a little bit without designing a show. Just play with it to see and learn some functionality.